Hi, it's Bitsy. So my report was on SIDS death, that is sudden infant death syndrome, also known as Cribbs death, and it is a diagnosis of exclusion. Basically, that means that everything else has been done, including the autopsy and an investigation to determine the cause of death for the infant, and there was no actual cause that was found. So SIDS is a death of unknown cause. Deaths that happen of strangulation, entrapment, suffocation, poisoning, child abuse, neglect, accidents, or any other external causes is not considered SIDS death, but is considered SUID. That is sudden unexpected infant death. And the only difference between the two is the SUID is unexpected but is explained, whereas in SIDS death, it's unexpected and unexplained. SIDS death is something that is hard for parents to understand, and it's not something that really anybody can explain to them since the cause is unknown. We do know that there are factors that contribute to SIDS. And some of the factors is smoking, which is smoking during pregnancy, and smoke being around the infant after birth. So smoking in mothers is discouraged, and smoking in a home where there's an infant is discouraged. Drinking alcohol while pregnant is another big thing that we discourage against to reduce the risk of SIDS. It's also recommended that when you put the infant in bed, you don't put too much bedding, don't fluff up the bed, allow blankets in there, too many pillows, any kind of stuffed animals or toys, and do not use the crib bumper guards. Also, a mother needs to have routine OB appointments and get all vaccinations. One of the big vaccinations is the DTaP vaccine. They have found some links to SIDS death in mothers that have not had their DTaP. Infants need to be in areas that are comfortable, not in areas that are too hot, and not in areas where it's too cold. So when putting an infant in the crib at night, do not overdress them. Overdressing them will cause them to get too hot and could link to SIDS death. Also, it's discouraged to use any products that are advertised to reduce the risk of SIDS, such as wedges to keep babies, from rolling over in their sleep. Do not place the baby on the stomach. Always have the baby on their back. So this right here is written incorrectly and will be fixed. Babies need to be on flat surfaces and in their bed, not in a bed with another parent or anybody else. Also, using machines that monitor the baby's heart rate and breathing that have cables or cords attached to them are highly discouraged. And pacifiers that have strings or the little toys and stuff that are attached to them to keep them easily found. And always making sure that the pacifier is not dirty and does not have stuff all around it. Ways that we can help to prevent SIDS death is, of course, placing the baby on the back to sleep, not on the stomach. Do not drink or smoke during pregnancy or allow people to smoke around the infant after. Do not use the wedges, the bumper guards, or excessive bedding in the cribs. Keep the baby's pacifier clean and dry at all times and without any strings or things attached to it. And do not force an infant to take the pacifier. If they don't want it, don't give it to them. Leave it outside the crib. Keeping up with all your regular OB appointments, staying up to date on all vaccinations. It is also noted that breastfeeding is something that can help reduce the risk of SIDS. Giving infant tummy time during the day so that you can keep the back of the head from always being on a flat surface. That'll help with the rounding of the head. And also will increase muscle growth in the baby's arms, shoulders, back, and neck and chest area. Also, like I said, keeping the baby in a comfortable temperature environment. So a room that's not too hot or not too cold. Keep the infant in a room that is close to you so that you can easily monitor or check on the baby, but of course not in bed with you. Do not use heart monitors or breathing machines or monitors that have cords or cables on it to reduce the risk of strangulation. Also, check on the infant as much as possible. You can set an alarm, you can just check in on them or listen to baby monitors to see if there's any abnormal things going on with the infant throughout the night. If the mother has any kinds of concerns or questions, there are campaigns and organizations out there other than speaking with the hospital providers or the nursery staff or the OB nurses. A mother can also reach out to these campaigns, one being Back to Sleep and another one being the National Keep Babies Safe campaign. Both of those are very well informed on risk and factors and things that we should do to help avoid the risk of SIDS death. And they update very often if there's anything that has changed or if there's any other safety issues that a parent needs to be aware of. They will post it on there. They recommend, of course, that anything that you use, whether it's a crib or a car seat or any device, that it has been safety checked by the state regulations, and that is on the crib. And they also recommend not reusing crib mattresses to help reduce the risk. These are just some of the areas that you can look at when needing information on SIDS death. There's also books and guides that parents get and pamphlets that they're given to also help them stay informed and hopefully give them some sort of understanding of what SIDS death is, even though it's something that we don't even understand. And that concludes my report.